Duel, and this is the Duel of the Dead. This is a Water Commander event and Noble Killer. So this is the first event in the season. It's always going to be difficult. Plus it's Noble Killer as well. That's a tricky killer skill in my opinion. Arguably the hardest out of all the types. I never seem to have many relics that are noble. So these are the teams I've made up. A Slayer team, a Commander team. I've also made a team for the Ultimates. I've not seen any Ultimates yet, but they have made changes in the newsfeed regarding the Ultimates. Also a light Commander team that might be useful. Not sure yet. I could also make up a Dark Commander team. But anyway, I think this is going to be my main team. Let's talk through the team from left to right. So the first card is Trojan Lovers. This increases Water Commander damage by 120% for 4 turns. Also has that weird battle skill. When you attack, it creates power gems. Still a decent card, even though it's quite old. Holiday Saints. This gives the next water hero a 500% damage buff. Works on both Slayer and Commander cards. Used to boost up Uprising Coven. This has a boost to self-damage. Creates a few power gems as well. Tundral Trackers. This is the Noble Killer card. Creates quite a few power gems. Also has that Water Commander damage increase. 75%. Pretty decent card. I've managed to get up to 2 pink stars. Then finally, Black Flag Marauders. A good power gem spawner. Has a slight increase to Water Commander damage as well. So that's a reasonable team you can make up out of older cards. That should do reasonable damage. Maybe 10Q or so. Enough to get you through the Umbral Crusade and Umbral bosses. Onto the relics. The relic here is enough to break all of the shields for an Umbral boss on its own, even with a Slayer card on the team. A decent relic, then just my best Water Commander relics with Cater's Bow at the end. There we go. There's Cater's Bow. Has that nice percentage increase to attack as well. And a few other decent skills on the relic. So there we go, that's the relics and the team. Now for my Slayer deck. This is a pretty standard deck for various events. It's a bit weaker though since it has a Noble Killer Slayer card on the team. Let's talk through it from left to right. Holiday Saints again on the team. This gives the next water hero to activate their battle skill a 500% damage buff. Combined with Metaverse Masters with the 150% damage buff. Both buffs go on Sovereigns of the Dance. It's Immortal Killer as well. Increases self-damage and converts the gems. Then a Noble Killer Slayer card. This one doesn't really have any decent damage boost on it. Just increases self-attack, which doesn't really help. But it is a Noble Killer Slayer card. Then High Performance Unit Area. That's to get supercharged up when you take a hit. And then that boosts up Sovereigns of the Dance. Then for the relics, I've put a Dark Relic at the start to break the additional 2 Noble Shields that the other relics don't break. And then just my best Water Slayer relics, really. There we go. Chaotic Relic there. This should be the Noble Relic at the end that breaks the rest of the shields. So there we go, that's my Water Slayer team. Then for the Ultimates, I was going to use something like this, but I may just go with my Commander team. I will talk through the relics only with this team to talk through how many shields I can break with this. So the relic at the start can actually break 5 plus 1 per Dark Commander Ultimate Hero on the team. So that alone breaks 6 shields. Then this one only breaks the 2, so that's 8. Another one for the 2, that's 10. My Noble Relics are extremely limited. Then here we go, 12, 15, then 17, 20, I believe, in total. So I should make a variant of that with my commander team here, as I think that's what I will be using for most of the event. I'm not quite decided yet. I do also have the light commander option. It's not the best option, but it's something you can try. We have Creators of Legend at the start, increases light commander damage by 225%. Then Divine Sovereigns, that gives Excalibur to the next light commander hero to use their battle skill, a 500% damage buff. Then Twin Fangs, that increases self-damage. It basically converts other colour gems to light as well, which is always useful. Galadriel's Last Lineage, again, increases light commander damage. Then Nick, Master of Blades, increases light commander damage as well. Using an off-colour team, though, is something you should only try if you are really struggling to make up a Water Commander team. Water Commander is always difficult since it's the first event in the season, so it's definitely something to try anyway. So these are my Noble Killer Water Commander cards. Nocturnal Herald is actually a decent card. If I just bring this card up quickly, doesn't have too much of a damage boost. It's 100% to itself, but after a few turns it will basically fill the board with water power gems, so it's something to try if you are struggling for ideas. And you could also try that with something like Supreme Santa if you still have that card, since this boosts up Noble Killer attack significantly. So those two cards, combined with a few other cards, could actually do decent damage. You will need a couple of other damage boosting cards as well, I would have thought. But anyway, that's a few ideas that might be useful for this event. So let's get on with the actual event. Here we go. Alright, so here's the actual event. I'm going to skip the Crusade part and just get on with the guild bosses, testing out my teams. So here we have a level 1 guild boss to try out a few teams on. So these bosses have Poison and Thorns this time around. Uprising Coven is quite useful as it removes both of those. That's part of the reason I have it on the team. Let's go ahead and hit this boss though. See how much damage I can do. Alright, here we go. So it might be best just to use Trojan Lovers on the very first turn, since that will spawn a ton of power gems. So here we go, let's try that, and then... Okay, let's match like this, and then go 2, 3, 4, 5, and see what that does. Hopefully it will do reasonable damage, but we will see. The game is still pretty laggy, unfortunately. They haven't really fixed the lag issues with older devices, and my other device can't really record videos, so I'm kind of stuck with this, unfortunately, and there's not really much I can do about it. Anyway, let's see how much damage this does. There was no loose power gems, so 9, 10Q maybe? Yeah, there we go, 10Q on Uprising Coven. I guess I could try another hit, see if I can do any more damage, then try a different team. Here we go. This should actually do a bit of damage as well. Yeah, 447 trillion. And that was without any real battle skills. So it's good for weaker bosses and good for doing damage over multiple hits, I guess. Not spectacular damage on one hit though, but it's alright. It's not too bad. Right, let's get Trojan Lovers going again. That will give the Water Commander damage boost and the power gems. Then go 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Or maybe 4, 5, 2, 3. Let's try a different order to mix it up. Match that carefully, and then let's see. Two, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Poison and Thorns both reduce your health quite significantly. So you do want to remove these or use some sort of revive. It'll be quite effective on the ultimates on your team. What I mean is it'll take down your health pretty quickly if you don't remove them. Thorns especially. Get hit by thorns, then take one hit from the ultimate, then you're pretty much dead. Anyway, 11.3 Q this time. Still no loose power gems. So, yeah, not the best boards. Let's quit out here, though. Right, so here we go, my Slayer team. Let's see what I can do to this boss with this team. Alright, here we go. So, I would have thought Metaverse Masters and Area on the first turn if I can get them both going. Let's see if I can. No, okay, I'm going to need an extra turn for Area. Hopefully there's enough water gems as well on the board. Yeah, there we go. And now I will use Area. Then go left to right. And see if this compares to my Water Commander team. This will give me an idea of which team to use. Sometimes the Slayer team does more damage, sometimes the Commander team does. Both teams are okay though. I'm going to have to take... Oh no, Eerie is active, so that blocks Thorns. And then... Thorns has not been removed, unfortunately, like with the Commander team. Let's see what the board looks like. It's okay, nothing loose though. It needs to do at least 10Q, let's see. Yeah, that's doing a bit more actually, 16.8. So in early testing, this is looking like the best team out of the two. I think I'll have a go with my Light Commander team just as a sort of wild card, so to speak, and see what that does. Well, when the game actually works, it would be nice. It never used to lag like this. It's only recently that it's... I don't know why it's lagging like this. Don't know what they did, is what I'm trying to say. They did something to the game that's added the lag. They tried to add something else. I've noticed the storage on the game is higher as well now. If you go through all your cards, sometimes it goes up to like 4 or 5 gig. So they've increased something to make it lag. And they need to reduce it again, whatever they've done. Anyway, let's try again with the hitting. Let's see what this does. Hopefully something loose from the main match. Well, maybe. Let's see. Nothing loose, but should still be a reasonable hit. Yeah, 21.5. 21.5 Q is considerably better than the Commander team. Let's quit out. So we have a multi-boss up as well. I think I'm going to try my light team on the multi-boss just as it's an alternative option. I might be able to kill 2 levels of this with 2 different colour teams. Let's see anyway. Right, here we go. So bear in mind, Twin Fangs doesn't actually show the correct damage value. It's higher than what it shows. So it's best to keep an eye on the health on the boss at the top of the screen to evaluate the actual damage with this sort of team. Anyway, here we go. That's not a bad grid actually. Couple of loose power gems, so try something like that and then see how much health is actually taken off of the boss. 3.7 Q has taken off around maybe 10 Q off the boss. It's not too bad in all fairness. So yeah, I probably could get through the multi-boss first tier with this. Bear in mind it's only a level 2 multi-boss, so later on it will be quite difficult with a light team. It's possible though. Even Noble Killer. It's not a super effective team, mind you, but it's alright. Let's have one more hit anyway and see what sort of damage I do this time around. So I think Twin Fangs was hitting for around 9Q maybe, so not as good as my water teams, but not a bad alternative option, I guess. Let's try that. Have a go, see how much damage it does. So a little bit more, 4.9Q, probably around 15Q. A reasonable hit. I'll quit out at this point. And that gives you an idea of how much damage my teams can do. I'm also out of Umbral Keys now, so I would need to get some more to finish off this boss. Right, I think I'm done with the team testing. I'm going to get on with the event rewards. Legend Souls, yeah. Enough said about this, the better, I think. This could be argued as the worst collection in the game. These Gen 2 Legends really don't do anything nowadays. Oh well, let's go ahead and claim all of this. There we go. Season Choice coins there as well. They are useful, the gems are useful. A few silver summoning coins, gold ones as well. Yeah, nothing too exciting there though, if I'm being honest. Anyway, let's have a look what it is this time around. Right, I'm in Emperors. I'm not really planning to spend too much time on this event. I don't like Water Commander, but this is what it is, a Vanguard. Here's the 1 pink star version. Delays all enemy attacks by 2 turns. 5 times power boost while in the defender slot 1. Okay, that's pretty good as a Vanguard skill. Vessel, though, is one of the weakest defender skills in the game, so that's not overly exciting. But it is a Fire Vanguard, and that's what it looks like. You seem to get 2 copies in the Legends League, 1 pink star and 1 6 yellow stars. I think that was mentioned in the news feed as a change at some point. I'm going to go ahead and claim my random 6-star hero from here. Here we go. Let's go ahead and claim this. 6-star bonus hero. What am I going to get? Well, that looks like a support hero. Yeah. It's either a support hero or a main hero. I can't quite remember. I won't talk too much about that since it's not exciting at all. Anyway, here's the ultimate form. You may have seen, I've actually managed to get half of this deck. I was offered the Master Hero for 3,000 gems, so decided to go ahead and go for it. Spectral Saviours. I don't know why, but when I first saw the title of this, I thought Specsavers. Yeah, enough said. Anyway, this does increase Water Commander damage by 225% for 3 turns. That means the ultra rare will likely have the damage boost, meaning you can get both boosts going if you have both cards on the team. That's the main selling feature of the deck though. It does create quite a few power gems as well. The ultra rare would have thought will have the damage boost. Let's have a look though. Eternal Vigilante. Yeah, that's got the damage boost. So what you could do is use the event ultimate form with this card, and then 1 big hitting card, then 2 other cards that boost up damage, and you should have a nice team there. The hero I have though, Hair Trigger Rosa, interesting name, only does the upgrade skill and on heal creates 20 water power gem IX, so on its own it's not really going to be that much of use. I need the damage buff. It's good that I managed to get this card though. I will probably go for the other half of the deck with season coins, but of course that all depends on what happens during the rest of the season, if I get another half deck or not. And then for the newsfeed, if we go over here, Guaranteed Event Hero. That's the offer I was talking about that got me the Master Hero, Guaranteed Event Hero in the Vault Special Store. So I got lucky really, as you can sometimes get support or main, which isn't really of much use. Master or Ultra though, both good cards. and cheaper than buying it directly from the vault. I would have thought 3,000 and 4,000 gems I think they cost. Ultimate boss adjustments. I've not had an ultimate boss yet, but I don't really like the sound of that. Ultimates should come up after a set amount of waves for each player. For example, 20 waves, then an ultimate is guaranteed. That would be so much better than having them randomly appear like they seem to be currently anyway. That's just my thought on that. And there we go, that about covers this video. I hope that was interesting and helpful. Not an event I'm going to be focusing too much on. I think I'm just going to crusade throughout this event, if I'm being honest, and ignore the ultimates, as I don't think I will be able to get anywhere really with them, but we'll see when an ultimate appears. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is always very much appreciated. I've included a previous video on the screen, plus a playlist, plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.